So in this video, we're going to find Taylor series with substitution. So we're going to use substitution to find Taylor series at x equals 0. So I've got these two that you see here. All right. So I want to just state before I go too far in this that there are like a few Taylor series that you're going to want to have memorized. So these three are pretty classic. I'm sure that other math teachers could, choose other series to memorize. But to me, these are like the three like core ones that you'd absolutely need to have memorized. And so you can have them in their expanded form or in their series form. So if you don't know these, maybe you want to pause the video and I'll show them one more time and you can hit pause. So knowing both this and this series form, I think will be very helpful for these exercises, because if you know these, then actually these are pretty straightforward in my mind. Okay, so the idea of using substitution is, so I've got e to the negative 3x. So what we're going to do is we're literally going to take this series, and where I see an x, I am now going to replace it with negative 3x. That's really it. So I'm going to just transplant this whole series. So let me write that out. And now where I see an x, I'm going to replace it with a 3x. And let's see, negative 3x. So I can see how this is going to impact things. This becomes 1 minus 3x plus 9x squared over 2 factorial minus 27x squared, or x cubed over 3 factorial. So this will simplify then. This is 27 over 6, so I can divide the top and bottom by 3. So this becomes 9 over 2, so on and so forth. So I can really use the series form now to rewrite this. So this is going to be negative 3x to the n over n factorial. And so that's the idea behind substitution is if you know those core series, then this is just like a little modification to it. So with that in mind, I've got cosine of 7x. So again, this is another series that you should have memorized. If you're watching this because you're struggling with this, I strongly recommend that you just pause the video and try this one on your own and then hit play when you think you've got it. Math is not a spectator sport. Just watching a bunch of videos is not enough to learn something. So pause, try it, hit play when you're ready. Okay, so here's my cosine of x that I want to follow. So once again, then for my cosine of 7x squared, so I'm just going to replace all of my x's with 7x squared, sorry. So I can really just implement that into the series then. So this will turn into, let's see, actually, maybe I'll write a plus dot, dot, dot. So this is really going to equal negative 1 to the n, 7x squared to the 2n over 2n factorial. So that's really it. Now, you can simplify this math a little bit farther, right? So if I wanted to go just like a little bit farther and make this look nicer, I could call this 7 to the 2n and then x to the 4n. And so then that would be a little bit more of breaking down the algebra, I guess. Okay, but yeah, so that's the idea of using substitution. So you've really got to know those core series, and if you know them, then, I think it flows pretty nicely. So that's it for this video. If you found that helpful, consider hitting the like button for me, and I will talk to you guys next time.